Hello, welcome back to Mac and Wise Podcast. Thank you guys so much for spending some time with us. You could have spent your time with anybody, but you spent it with us. You can get back anything, but you can't get back time. How you doing today? How you feeling on this Sunday, baby?
I'm doing great.
I know you. You looking great too, huh? Yeah. So I want to. Thank you, baby. So I wanted to talk a little bit today about entrepreneurship and the journey. We started our journey in 1994. Oh man, it's been a long time, and guess what? We so happy that we took a chance on ourselves.
Yes.
You know, so a lot of times people are so scared to take a chance on themselves because they feel as though if the bills come and they're not going to be able to pay them, they feel as though, you know, they don't have the ability to translate what they love into actual cash. And now don't get me wrong. A 9 to 5 is a beautiful thing because you can actually leverage that, right, babe? You can actually take that and build something on that, because what that does is build the discipline in you, because you have to be a certain place at a certain time and you have to work a certain amount of hours to get a pay. So the installation and installment of that discipline actually helps on entrepreneurship, because if you can work for anybody for 8, 15, 16 hours a day, you definitely can work for yourself for that amount of time and that amount of hours to fulfill your destiny and your dreams and your legacy. But the journey is not always easy. And it hasn't been easy for us. Oh man, we've been through some trials, hey baby?
We sure.
We've been through some trials and tribulations, and we had our ups and we had our downs, and we in the process of still figuring it out, you know, because what happens is as time goes on, things change. And as things change, if you don't change with them or learn the new strategies, then you kind of get lost in what they call entrepreneurship, because every day there's something new. Like when we first started, they didn't have this internet, right, babe? They didn't have the internet.
That was a very long time ago, and there was no internet, no such. And it's been it's been a great change. We've noticed that, especially after COVID.
Especially after
with the revolution, so to speak, of social media, when people were home. And they had to figure something out, and a lot of people were on their phones, on the computers, so a lot of things came to play. And as we have noticed, technology has been rampant, and it's been rapidly evolving.
And I'm glad you mentioned that, because that was the next thing that we were going to talk about, right?
Yes.
The evolution and involve of the communication that we have now, as far as the internet is concerned, because we didn't have that before. When we started out, we didn't have. Well, they had it, but it wasn't so fluent where you can actually grasp it. And then there was nobody around you. Far as we're concerned,
right?
And we've been around for a minute. As far as we're concerned, there was nobody to give you all of this information,
because not that many people knew about it anywhere. It wasn't that popular.
It wasn't prevalent either.
It wasn't prevalent, and people were not educated about it. And there wasn't a lot of technology. It wasn't a lot of access to the knowledge that we do have access to now.
Right.
You know, everyone can just Google anything, you know, which wasn't the case then, you know.
Right.
So it's a lot of things that are here today that we didn't have then. And it wasn't even that long ago, you know.
It seems like it was. It seemed like it was a long time ago.
And it's very fast. It's rapid. It's crazy, and we all know that. So so that helps with the challenge of
the entrepreneurship.
It helps a lot.
No, go ahead, babe. Finish.
I mean, so it helps because you have access to technology that we didn't have access to. We have access to help. I mean, you can Google literally anything, right, today.
Yeah, and it's the funny thing, because I was in the house with my kid, my little son Elijah, the other day, and he was asking me questions, and of course, just like anything, when kids are younger and they actually participate in technologies and phones and tablets and everything like that. It's almost like a basketball player, right?
Yeah.
That goes to play basketball when he's young and he progressively grows.
Yeah.
And when he grows, he learns different things. So when he asked me that, he asked me a question. I said, well, you know what? I don't know the answer, but I'm going to Google it. And he started laughing. He's like, you don't know that? And I said, well, listen, that's why they got these computers, and that's what happens, right? So now with the entrepreneurship, it's much easier to get the information you need to succeed, but you still need to be disciplined. And the thing about it is, a lot of entrepreneurs fail, and the reason why they fail is because lack of discipline, lack of financing, and lack of the thing that you need, which is a strategy to win, right? And it's easy to say that, but a lot of times we don't have a strategy, which is a plan, right? So we just go into things blindfolded because this is what we do, this is what we love, and so we go into that, right? Without having a strategy and a plan to succeed in the endeavor that you want.
Right.
But with this technology, and now they got the new thing, the AI, right? The systematic. So what do you think about that?
I love it. Well, a lot of people it's a matter of opinion, but I love it because it helps with your work. It
makes things a lot easier.
Oh yeah,
like a lot easier. My son, man, I'm sorry, sweetheart, because we got our son. He's behind the camera right now, and he's one of those advocates that he really don't like me. He's using it a little bit now, but when we first mentioned it to him, he was like, "No, that's not," But really, is if you don't know how difficult it is before you had AI, and now that you have AI, it's seamlessly easier to get the information you need, first of all, to create content, second of all, and third of all, it has to do with your revenue, because you can stream a lot faster, a lot quicker when you don't have to do all the things by yourself. Those components are just limited, and you definitely can eliminate a lot of process that you do with the information that you have.
Yes, and AI does help with definitely shorten up the time that you don't have to put into a project. And also, the other thing we have to mention is you have to learn how to use AI.
To prompt it. How the prompts, the keywords, and such and such. Well, we learning ourselves,
a little bit of practice to know what to ask the AI, and so that you can get the right information out of the AI.
Right.
And there's different type of AI, which most of them know. I mean, we should have different type. But AI that will give you content, the AIs that will give you videos and do that kind of animations,
bookkeeping.
So and the thing that I wanted to mention also is as evolving entrepreneurs, so to be like new entrepreneurs, it's good to be coachable. Like a lot of people say that, like when you know what you want to do, you know what your business is about, what's in your heart that you want to birth. But you have to know that you need to learn about your niche. Like you need to learn, be educated about it. It's very important because you cannot teach anyone something that you haven't mastered yourself. Right?
Absolutely.
They say you have to be a master in order to teach. So that is very, very important. And then to be coachable, of course, is to watch other people who have been there, who have done what you do. Or
follow the process.
Like I said, we're not going to reinvent the wheel. So
right, we're not going to. Right. So that's. Go ahead.
Yeah, we can explain that better.
No. It's because it's the truth. You know, a lot of times, you try to do something that somebody's already did.
Yeah.
And what the thing about it is, if you just follow the prompts and the steps, you'll get to the place that you need much quicker than if you try to do it yourself. And that's what the mastery comes in. When somebody has already mastered something, and you can be coached into learning the things that they already mastered, then it's a win-win situation.
Right. And then when they have mastered it, like if you want to do a business that you see or you know someone who has already done it and have been, and it's been profitable for them. And usually they'll give you some tips, right? Some valuable or some value. They'll give it, but they won't give you the whole thing, right? They'll
That's called the front end and the back end. On the front end, I'm gonna give you the lead magnet. I'm gonna let you see what I can do, but on the back end, it's a fee. It's a fee for that. You
You're
understand?
right. So they don't want to,
Yeah,
they don't want to sell you something. Don't be afraid to invest. That's an investment.
yeah, you gotta invest in yourself. If you can invest on clothes of a magnitude from these top designers and brands, or you can invest in going out and partying, then you can take some of that money and invest in some coaching to propel you to another level for your legacy.
Right. That's exactly right. Coaching is very important because they've been there, they've tried, they have all the trials and error, they know the roadblocks, they've been there. So if they are, I mean, we should say that they're entitled to get paid for what they know, so they can teach us, so we can avoid those pitfalls. And so it's important because I have come in contact with a lot of people who just do not want to pay. They don't want to invest into like what you want to teach them. Like, okay, so it's one thing just to avoid, because most people think, okay, I can do that. If she can do it, then I can do it. It's not always true. You probably could, but it'll take you longer.
That's the thing.
You save time.
That's the thing. You save time, right? And the time is something that we can't get back. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I was listening to Marion Golden the other day, right? And he said, well, the time is going past anyway, so you might as well start today. You know what I'm saying? So, in other words, what he's saying is, if you're going to go do something, you might as well start it now, because the time is going to pass anyway. So 2 years you look up, 3 years you look up, and you still haven't started the stuff that you wanted to because you didn't want to be trained, or you didn't want to invest in yourself. Just imagine you going to school, right? You going to school and you going to college, right? And you're paying $100,000, $200,000 at the end of 4 years, right? And you still come out of college and the job or whatever you had, you didn't. There's no jobs available, but you just spent $120,000, depending on the college and depending on what you're doing, right? So you don't have a problem with that, but you'll have a problem with giving somebody coaching fees that actually can propel you to go to another level. So that's where sometimes the stagnation starts. You don't want to. You feel as though somebody's going to get over, or somebody's going to do this and that. But if you do your homework and you see the profitability that the people have, then you will know that this is real. That people actually can teach you certain things that's in your niche, in your field, that can propel you to go to another level instead of staying stagnated. And that's where we at. We at the part where we definitely invested in ourselves. We invested in coaches. We invested in people that can enlighten us. And on this journey, we know we're going to have some trip ups, we're going to have some ups, and we're going to have some downs. But at the end of the day, this is where you learn from your mistakes. And then you get a strategy, a plan, stick to the strategy and the plan, and you continue to grow. Whether you up or down, just continue to motivate yourself every day.
One thing I wanted to add to with that point is that not to be afraid to invest the money. I mean, it actually is a great investment to pay someone to coach you for coaching, and the money will come again. You can get it back.
Yeah.
But the time that you save is priceless.
You can't get back.
It's priceless. So it's just worth it. Either way you look at it, it's worth it. So it's like that. That's about it. Yeah. Not be afraid of investing money because it's just worth it. It's worth it.
So, this is just a little something that we was talking about. Another episode, and we'll talk about the way to get financing and setting up LLCs and so forth and so on. But until the next time, everybody, by the grace of God, may we see you, and peace.